Jamie, one big ADP riser is Dameon Pierce. And
I haven't heard. What'd he do?
He was at it again, and this obviously was before last night. So on CBS Sports ADP, Dameon Pierce is moving up 14 spots to 75th overall. That makes him RB29, which is basically exactly where he is, RB28 on NFC over the past week. Lower than that, though, RB39 on Fantasy Football Calculator in the last 5 days. But the problem, Jamie, with the ADP risers and saying, oh, Dameon Pierce is now RB29, is if he's rising so much, it's also taking into account where he was. He was buried a month ago. So, you know what I'm saying? So this may not be an accurate picture where he's being drafted. So I know he's a riser, and he looked great yesterday, and he's clearly the guy for the Texans. Didn't really play against the 49ers first-team defense. Most of their best defenders were sitting. Where would you draft Dameon Pierce? And is he up even more after yesterday's performance?
I mean, he's obviously up even more after yesterday's performance. So I think he'll probably end up going in non-PPR round 5, in full and half PPR probably round 6. Look, he's now worked himself into the conversation of the uncertain guys. And, that's Cam Akers, that's Travis Etienne, that's now Breece Hall and Ezekiel Elliott with some of their concerns. That's I think I'm not saying he should go ahead or behind these guys. I'm just saying where people are, I think, starting to debate him. Elijah Mitchell, Miles Sanders, that group. He's either been in that group for some people or ahead of that group for others. There is a clear path to success for him right now. And my only worry with what his downside could be, to be honest with you, is what role in the passing game will he have? Will he have a significant role or will he have a minor role? And he was in some short yardage. He was in some third down short yard situations yesterday, but he wasn't in on obvious passing downs so far. And so will Rex Burkhead, who's, may or may not be better than him in that role, going to stay in that? Is Marlon Mack going to take him off the field for significant stretches? That I don't think, but I'm excited. I think he's got an opportunity to be a really good fantasy option.
Yeah, round 6 is exactly where I would expect he's going to go. And I wouldn't be surprised if he goes in round 5, actually. I feel like we've reached the point to where I'm not going to be able to draft Dameon Pierce anymore, which I drafted him plenty early in the summer, so that feels good. But he's probably still not going to have a huge third down role, and he's still on a bad team. So, the guy who I would like to move him ahead of is Josh Jacobs, but I think he's probably in the exact same situation as Josh Jacobs on a much worse offense. So I'm not going to be able to do that.
What about Cam Akers? I know Dave has been the low guy on Cam Akers, so I'm assuming that's easy for you, Dave. Pierce over Akers?
Nope, I still have Akers over Pierce.
Again,
and I know that
same situation.
I know that seems what?
I said again, same situation, worse offense.
Yeah.
Is it though?
I mean, that's pretty much it. I think that Pierce doesn't have as much upside as Akers. I just think, I don't know. Akers definitely has more. His downside is 0. Who knows how good he'll be? And Pierce can be all right. Pierce looked good. I think he ran better. I think he was a better balanced runner than he was in his first game. I think he might have been just way too excited in the first preseason game. And he, still ran very well against San Francisco, but Niners were without a bunch of their starters. That made the offensive line for Houston look really, really good. I think he's a good low end number 2 fantasy running back, and I think round 6 is fine. I'll take him in late round 6, but I'm not shooting him into round 5, saying he's going to be awesome. It's still the Texans. They're still not expected to be particularly good. I can't imagine there's going to be a lot of games where he's getting 20 carries.
Right, but Heath, you said he's in the same situation as Akers. I guess I would argue that he's going to dominate carries for the Texans, whereas Akers has to contend with Darrell Henderson.
I don't know if that's happening in Houston.
Okay.
If that were happening in Houston, then I think we'd be a little more open.
Why wouldn't that happen? I mean, he is.
I think
because I just think that Houston's going to use other running backs too. Jamie already pointed out that he really hasn't played much on third downs.
Yeah, that I get, but I'm just talking.
Someone's else going to be there.
Carries.
I know. And if Mac makes the team, he'll spell him a little bit. They're not going to just. I don't think they're going to dump everything on Damien.
I will say this though: if you're concerned about Rex Burkhead and Marlon Mack, he's in a really good spot.
That's what I'm saying. It's I know he's not going to have 100% or 90% of the carries, but if I'm looking at the Akers versus Henderson split compared to the just carries compared to the Pierce versus everyone else in Houston split, I would think Pierce is going to have a bigger percentage of the carries than Cam Akers,
100%.
at least at the beginning of the year, with the caveat assuming Darrell Henderson is back for week 1.
Yeah, I would expect it to be pretty similar, but I haven't really bought into the Darrell Henderson being a 1B if Cam Akers is okay.